Human history is a remarkable journey that spans vast distances, covering the farthest corners of our planet. Looking back 300,000 years, we see the beginning of Homo sapiens in Africa, while our predecessors like Homo erectus and Homo heidelbergensis had already ventured beyond Africa. And let's not forget their enigmatic kin, the Neanderthals and Denisovians, who roamed those ancient lands long before we did. However, the story of human migrations is far from a simple tale. It's filled with fascinating episodes that defy our expectations. The discovery of Homo floresiensis, also known as the Hobbit, in Indonesia and Homo naledi, unearthed deep within the heart of South Africa, challenged traditional view of human evolution, urging us to reconsider the complex twists and turns of our prehistory. Welcome to Anthromedia. In this video, we will explore early human migrations and decipher the key position of South Asia in early human dispersal. So let's start. The fossil data indicates that modern human lineage emerged in Africa around 300,000 years ago. The African origin of modern humans during the Middle Pleistocene is supported by archaeological, fossil, and genetic evidences. Sites like Jebel Irhoud, Omo, and Herto provide insights into early modern Homo sapiens in Africa around 300,000 years ago, displaying a mixture of archaic and modern traits. These fossils represent transitional stages from archaic to modern Homo sapiens. During the Middle Pleistocene, early modern humans had a wide distribution across Africa, supporting the concept of African multi-regionalism. Fossils from different regions and within the same area show diverse combination of archaic and modern traits, indicating separate evolutionary paths. Fluctuating gene flow among small nomadic foraging groups contributed to this diversity, while the prevailing model suggests a rapid single-wave dispersal out of Africa. Recent research proposes a more complex scenario. After their origin around 300,000 years ago, several bands of humans made attempts to move out of Africa, but got fully successful only after 50 to 45,000 years ago. Before that, they were primarily restricted to Africa and neighboring parts of Southwest Asia like Levant. Outside of Africa, modern Homo sapien burials have been uncovered at the sites of Skul and Kabze in Israel, dated to between 90,000 to around 130,000 years old, respectively. Similarly, the sites of Jebel Faya in United Arab Emirates contain tools that indicate Homo sapiens may have migrated here as early as 130,000 years ago. About 600 kilometers from Mount Carmel, a fossil from Al Wusta in Saudi Arabia, represented by a single finger bone, overlaps with the time range of the Skul and Kabze fossils. Additionally, stone tools found throughout the Arabian Peninsula indicate human presence, although skeleton remains are scarce. After expanding out of Africa, modern Homo sapiens likely used two connections to the West Asia, one through the Sinai Peninsula to the Levant, Eastern Mediterranean, and another through the Southern Arabian Peninsula via the Straits of Bab al-Mandeb. Modern humans could have thrived along the southern coast of Arabian Peninsula, utilizing resources and establishing routes towards South Asia. The fate of modern humans in the Levant after 90,000 years ago remains uncertain. Modern humans did not appear in the region until 45,000 years ago, and it is speculated that competition with Neanderthals may have played a role in the disappearance of modern human occupation. The Toba volcanic eruption, which occurred approximately 74,000 years ago in the present-day Indonesia, is believed to have caused temporary cooling and potentially disrupted ecosystems, which could have indirectly influenced human population. Approximately 45,000 years ago, anatomically modern humans began to rapidly spread across Eurasia. During this migration, they either interbred or displaced Neanderthals in the Levant region. They successfully colonized regions that had not been previously inhabited by any hominin, including Australia, Papua New Guinea, northern Siberia, and the Americas. As they continued their eastward movement along the coastline, they likely encountered Denisovians, another hominin species, and engaged in interbreeding primarily in Southeast Asia. This model of human dispersal beyond Africa is often referred to as single-wave model. However, in recent years, some researchers have proposed a complex sequence of events that occurred prior to 50,000 years. Advocates of early dispersal envision movement across southern Asia in one or more waves sometime in the period between 60 to 120,000 years. The basis for this argument include stone tool assemblages from South and Southwest Asia dated to 60 to 120,000 years and attributed to African-derived anatomically modern humans. Human remains from South China and Southeast Asia assigned to anatomically modern humans dated in the range 60 to 120,000 years. Mitochondrial DNA data interpreted as indicating a relatively early separation of lineages ancestral to modern Australo-Melanesians from those leading to most Eurasians. Other evidences supporting early dispersal include the Medjed Baby Rock Shelter, also known as Mala Kunanja II, is an archaeological site located in northern Australia. The site gained significant attention due to recent discoveries which have revealed evidence of continuous human occupation spanning over 65,000 years, making it one of the oldest known sites of human habitation out of Africa. The region of South Asia encompasses present-day India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan. Today, contemporary India is characterized by diverse ethnic populations. These populations in India belong to various cultural and language groups with distinct geographical distributions. Dravidian-speaking groups are predominant in southern India, Indo-European speakers in northern India, Tibeto-Burman speakers in northeastern India, and the enigmatic Austro-Asiatic speakers. Primarily tribal groups inhabit fragmented areas of eastern and central India. Culturally, the majority of India's population can be categorized into either tribal or caste societies. Tribal populations have traditional modes of subsistence such as hunting and gathering, unorganized agriculture, slash-and-burn agriculture, and some foraging groups. They typically lack a written form of language and speak various dialects. In contrast, mainstream Indian society consists of castes engaged in a wide range of occupations. India is located at a critical geographic crossroads for understanding the dispersal of Homo sapiens out of Africa into Asia and Oceania. According to A.R. Sankhyan from Archaeological Survey of India, there is evidence of 3 different hominins in central Narmada Valley in the Indian subcontinent during the Pleistocene epoch. The first hominin is described as large-bodied and is represented by a partial skull cap and a femur fossil. The skull cap, originally discovered by Orenson Nakia, exhibits distinct features such as a prominent supraorbital torus, a receding frontal region, a sagittal keel, and a moderately prominent external occipital protuberance. The skull cap is robust and thick, with elevated temporal lines. However, it lacks a mandible, maxillary bones, and teeth. Its estimated cranial capacity is around 1200 cc. The precise classification of this hominin is uncertain, as it could be attributed to late Homo erectus, archaic Homo sapiens, or an European migrant to South Asia. This hominin was associated with the Middle Pleistocene and was responsible for the Mode II Acheulean implements. The second hominin is characterized as short and stocky, a pygmy-sized Homo sapiens. It is represented by collarbones and a rib. These hominins emerged around 150,000 years ago during the transition from more 2 Acheulean to more 3 Middle Paleolithic Levallois stone tool technology in the Narmada Valley. They adapted to the changing climate and ecology and are called Homo narmadensis or Homo india. This species likely colonized the entire peninsular India during the Middle to Upper Paleolithic period. It is suggested that some populations of Homo narmadensis might have given rise to proto-Australoids and pygmies, and there might be a possible ancestral connection between Homo narmadensis and African pygmies. The third hominin is classified as early modern Homo sapien, represented by a humerus, found with Middle Paleolithic tools and bone implements in the Narmada Valley. Although it needs further confirmation, the age of the humerus is estimated to be older than 75,000 years, and it was discovered below the Toba volcanic ash layer. The presence of diverse stone and bone tools indicates technological skills and adaptations to changing sedimentary conditions. In summary, the central Narmada Valley in the Indian subcontinent during the Pleistocene housed 3 distinct hominin populations: a large-bodied hominin, possibly late Homo erectus or archaic Homo sapien, a short, stocky, pygmy-sized species known as Homo narmadensis, and early modern Homo sapiens. These findings shed light on the diversity and complexity of hominin populations in the region during that period. The younger Toba tuff resulting from the volcanic eruption of Toba in Sumatra around 74,000 years ago has provided a crucial marker horizon for studying the Indian Paleolithic sequence. The open-air site of Javallapuram, located in the Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh, preserves more than 1,600 stone tool artifacts assigned to the Indian Middle Paleolithic, corresponding to the Toba volcanic ash. The hominin taxon responsible for creating the site is not known, but the stone tool evidence is most consistent with contemporaneous Homo sapien technologies in Africa and to the east of South Asia. The Daba site in MP, Madhya Pradesh, in India, provides valuable insights into technological changes and the chronological sequence in the Middle Son Valley. The Daba sequence spans the Younger Toba tuff event and the transition from Lavolva to microlithic technologies. It reveals that Middle Stone Age-like technologies existed in India before and after the Younger Toba tuff eruption. The introduction of microlithic technology, specifically baked microblades, likely occurred long after the appearance of Homo sapiens in the region. Genetic diversity within a specific geographic area can provide insights into the length of time populations have resided there. However, it's important to consider the effective sizes of populations, as it can complicate the assessment of antiquity. Africa is well established as having the highest genetic diversity among continental populations. Interestingly, India, located in South Asia, possesses the second highest genetic diversity, surpassed only by Africa. This suggests that India was likely populated during one of the early migration waves originating from Africa. Mitochondrial DNA is a useful tool for tracing maternal ancestry and studying ancient migration patterns. The distribution and variation of mitochondrial DNAs provide valuable information about range, expansions, and migration routes in the distant past. The mitochondrial haplogroup M, initially considered an ancient marker of East Asian origin, has been found at high frequencies in India and Ethiopia, raising questions about its origin. The variation and geographical distribution of haplogroup M suggests that the Asian variant of haplogroup M diverged from the Eastern African variant more than 50,000 years ago. These findings, coupled with the scarcity of haplogroup M in the Levant region and its prevalence in South Arabian Peninsula, makes haplogroup M a primary genetic indicator for the proposed migration route from Africa through Eastern Africa and Western India. It's believed that this migration event was potentially the only successful early dispersal of modern humans out of Africa. Genetic analysis suggests that modern humans migrated out of Africa between 70,000 to 52,000 years ago, with subsequent branches leading to contemporary non-African populations. Fossil evidence supports early dispersal of Homo sapiens with presence in various regions including Greece, the Levant, Arabia, China, and Southeast Asia. The presence of modern humans in South Asia prior to 65,000 years ago fits well with the earliest findings from Madjad Bay in northern Australia. The connections between Aboriginals and South Asian modern human genomes supports dispersal through South Asia, with possible admixture with Denisovians along this route. The presence of similar stone tool technologies such as centripetal core and retouched point technology in northern Australia at around 65,000 years ago strengthens connections to Southeast Asia, India, and East Africa. These technological and genetic findings suggest a southern arc dispersal route out of Africa, with connections between Africa, South Asia, and Australia. The Dhaba locality serves as an important link connecting regions with similar archaeology in East and West. Further research will focus on cultural and fossil evidence from sites dating to the relevant period to further test this hypothesis. Genomic evidence suggests that the African Bushman ancestors diverged early from a proto-Pygmy non-Pygmy group around 110,000 years ago. The Pygmy group expanded to equatorial Africa and migrated to Southeast Asia, including islands like New Guinea, the Philippines, Malaya, Thailand, Andaman, Flores Islands, and Vanuatu archipelago, before the islands were separated by narrow seas. In conclusion, the dispersal of modern humans from Africa and their subsequent colonization of various regions including South Asia and India is a fascinating journey that shaped the diversity of contemporary human populations. The migration out of Africa, which began around 1 lakh years ago, was likely driven by factors such as population growth and the search for new resources. The process of settlement and expansion occurred in a stepwise fashion, with groups of humans moving from one area to another over thousands of years. This serial expansion, accompanied by cultural and genetic evolution, led to the vast geographical spread of modern humans. The debate regarding the timing and routes of migration continues, and while archaeological evidence has been limited, recent findings suggest the significance of the southern route. Overall, understanding the peopling of India and the broader dispersal of modern humans provides valuable insights into our shared history and the complex processes that shaped our global population.